Hi everyone, Isabel Hunt here. As you know, I am the author of the book, The Power of Faith-Driven Success. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. The Power of Faith-Driven Success, as well as I'm a professional coach, vision transformation coach, public speaker, and world visionary, and as I call myself, an empath warrior. Today, I want to follow up with something that I posted on a couple days ago on my personal Facebook page about how I can see the labels on myself, yet I choose to be and see the human being in who I am. And I believe if we can acknowledge the human being in all of us, we can bring that to the table and really change this world. Now, I got a lot of feedback on this and a lot of different conversations and discussions, and so I wanted to get a little deeper into it. When I came to the United States about 8 years ago, I always knew that I would be coming here, that I have something that needs to be done, that I'm supposed to do and called to do. Every time I came to the States before that, I just felt at home. I felt like this is where I belong. So when I came here for good 8 years ago, I had the problem that I no longer felt German. I was in between, but I also didn't feel American. I realized I had a lot of prejudice and a lot of not so great thoughts towards Americans and what I have learned through TV in Europe or what we've always seen on the news. So I had a picture of who Americans are, and I couldn't identify with that either. And it was just something that was going on inside of me, a story that I had created. And so what happened, I started to withdraw from everything. I really had a true identity crisis. I didn't feel German. I didn't live there anymore. I didn't feel as I belonged within the group of Americans either. I realized the differences. I realized how my way of thinking was different, how I just used to live life in a different way. So what really helped me through that was, for one, my coaching training, as well as the work that I did with my own coach. It went to that point that I was able to really go deep inside of me and work through all the shadows and triggers and the prejudice that I had created through stories and experiences from my past. And the deeper I went, the more I understood the human being that I am. I am not German. I am not American. I am not just woman or wife or mother. If I really want to step into what is possible for myself, I had to acknowledge myself for the human being that I am, created in the image of God. So, that for the first time had me understand that my identity does not depend on where I came from, how my skin looks, or what my background is. My identity comes from what is deep within, inside of me, my essence. And from that understanding, I was able to move forward and teach lots of other people how to get to this point. So my spiritual development really helped me to stay centered, so centered that it was easier for me, or that it's easier for me even now, to communicate with a more open heart and open mind with each person that I'm encountering each and every day. It allows me to see the human being as a whole, as the perfect human being as you are, deep down, your essence, the greatness that you are, and not getting triggered by the labels that someone or you put on yourself. Often I am able, especially that I'm also an empath, I'm able to look behind those labels and I can see, okay, there's more to you. And I want you to see that. I just want you to be able to acknowledge that there's more to you than just your labels. But let's take a little bit of a closer look. In most cases, others created those labels and its many attributes that come with that label for you. You weren't born with them. You didn't even know what those labels are. You didn't even know what it means to live under that label. All you knew was you were born and you're a human being, a little tiny cute human being, created in the image of God. And then over time you realize they are labels. I was put into a group, I put in a group of labels that apparently are supposed to be part of my identity. And that's not true. So labels give us the illusion of safety. It is always us versus them. So it's that safety. Me here, you there, stay there, and we all are good. We're safe. While it divides humankind, we feel safe within our own group. So we keep up the labels. No matter what you do in your group, if your group is actually more of an aggressive group, you still feel good about it. You feel like you belong. So you keep up the labels, as well as other people putting that label on you because it makes them feel safe. Okay? We are afraid that the other person may even reveal our deepest pains and shames that we have inside of us, because other people often mirror that what's going on inside of us. That's something that we need to understand. So if we start putting other people into groups, it might be because whatever they might reflect to us is something we don't want to see. So we want to stay safe. So before we are labeled and those limiting attributes added to that label, we created it for others. Before someone did that for us, we created it for others. It allows us to stay in control. And I think it is an illusion. We're never really in control. But just the illusion of control makes us feel good. It helps us to survive every single day. But is that really true? Do we have that control? Does it really benefit us? Does it really help us? We realize now that the history of labeling each other has created more harm, inequality, and victims. But the question is, are we willing to change that? Are we willing to look beyond the labels that we have created and actually take a look at the human being? Do we really want to change our world society for a better, or do we choose to just stay safe? That is the question. Are we willing to get out of our comfort zone and to be confronted with people that our group may not usually hang out with? It is a daily practice for me, trust me. And often, very often, I fail badly because I'm also a human being. And yes, I do have judgments. I have judgment towards myself, and I have judgments automatically towards other people. But I am more and more aware of it. And so that is something where I can choose from a powerful place inside of me every single day to look at you and see opportunities, possibilities, your calling, your purpose for your life. While the attributes that are often created with your labels, in many cases, just limit you. It's not unlimited possibility anymore. You have to operate within that label. And it often is not who you are called to be. And this is why I say we need to see the human being behind any kind of label. If it's your background, your skin color, your education, whatever it is a label. And it's not who you are as a human being at your very core. So I choose every single day to see you as a human being. So my work and my training taught me well to see you as a whole person. Our differences make us unique and can really support us to focus on who you are called to be instead of what is dividing us. I choose every single day consciously with the intention to love, to encounter people with a smile. Sometimes it's not easy because, well, everyone has some bad days, right? But I can choose intentionally to do that. And I choose to not buy into labels. I choose every single day to not let others tell me what I'm allowed to say or believe, as long as what I say and do is respectful to the human being across from me. And as long as it's being done from a place of love and for a greater good of all. I know that if we can change the experience of the individual, we can change the experience of the collective. It's like a ripple effect. You know, when you have a room full of people and someone comes in as totally a bad mood, suddenly the whole room feels really heavy and other people start to be in a bad mood and don't even really know why. Well, that's the vibration each person of us sends out. But if we can really truly see a person for who they are as a human being at their deepest core, being curious about who they are, asking questions, connecting with them on a very heart level, we can change their experience to the better. Then their vibration, everything that they're sending out, their interactions with other people will change as well, and you created a ripple effect. So changing the experience of the individual will change the experience of the collective. Only then can we all celebrate our differences and the uniqueness, no matter what that looks like. And let's be honest, in the end, is that not what Jesus tried to teach us to do? To look beyond the labels, to go outside of that safety zone of us versus them, and see the human being in us. I'm asking you. And I hope what I was trying to tell really came across, and just wanted to help you understand that there's more to us than your skin color, your background, your education. Those are all important parts of your life, but it does not define who you are as a human being. And I intentionally choose every single day, and I have to be intentional about it because otherwise I slip really quickly into judgment, opinion, and putting you into groups and labels. So every single day, I choose to see the person. And I think with the spiritual development that I've gone through, it makes it much easier because when I feel more centered and grounded, I am more open to the experience of the other person. When I'm all in my head and going crazy, usually I'm not open with interacting with the other person. So maybe to really change this world, we all have to pay more attention to our spiritual and personal development, to be able to see each other as human beings, to create solutions and an understanding that can, in the end, create unity and understanding again. Thank you for listening. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. If there's anything you want me to clarify, also reach out. And if you agree, if you think this was a good message, please share. And let's make this world a better place. I am all for it. And if you are, let's do it together. Have a great day.